Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got another deck profile for you guys today. This time it's on the Rockets. Now this is the low budget variation where I only use 3 structure decks. So everything in here is structure deck cards only, nothing outside of it. So just to give you guys an idea of how the Rockets play. Of course I will present to you guys my own personal build afterwards with the Guard Dragon package and all that. But even if you just buy the 3 structure decks, this deck is still pretty competitive. And it's not a bad deck to pick up, especially if you want to take it to a local and just give it a try. So one thing to know about Rockets, for those who aren't familiar with them, they have a gimmick where if their link monsters target them, they self-destruct and trigger off certain effects, whether to just send a monster to the field or spell and trap card on the field to the grave. And at the end phase, they always special summon another Rocket directly from the deck. And with the new Rocket Tracer, it makes things a lot easier just to, because it's just a good support and all that. So let me go and show you what I got this time around, guys. Alright, so starting off, as I mentioned, I'm going to be playing 3 copies of Rocket Tracer. This is literally one of the best cards in the entire deck. It has a quick effect where you can target one face-up card you control to pop it, and if you do, special summon a Rocket, but it restricts you from only summoning dark monsters from the extra deck. But that's fine, the entire extra deck is dark, so Rocket Tracer's restriction barely matters at all. Next, we got the second best card in the entire deck, Rokket Dragon. It's a free summon as long as you control a Rocket monster. And if it's sent to the graveyard, it acts as a rota where you can search out a Rocket monster. So Rokket Dragon, definitely a great card, but it's a hard once per turn. But again, that's fine. As long as you can keep generating advantage, you should be alright. Next, for the new support, Silver Rocket Dragon, if a link monster targets it, it'll self-destruct, and you get to look at your opponent's extra deck and banish one card of your choosing from that. So, like if you're up against a mirror match that does play the Guard Dragon package, get rid of that LP. Like, if you get rid of that LP, it's gonna really take a major toll in that Guard Dragon play because they can't really get that free summon, and Aggro Pain just becomes that much harder to use. So definitely get rid of that. Or if you want, you could just get rid of Surge, just Skull Dread. Against Sky Strikers, get rid of that Kagari. Against Crusader, get rid of that Magius. Like there's the possibilities are just there with Silver Rocket Dragon. All right, so moving on, gonna be playing Magna Rocket Dragon at 2. So like I said, they all have the same effect where if they're targeted by link monsters and their end phase effect lets them special. So I'm only going to talk about its own self-destruction effect. This one sends a monster non-targeting and non-destructive either. So Magna Rocket Dragon, definitely a great card. 2 Auto Rocket Dragon, sends 1 spell and trap. Does like before, it doesn't target. So Auto Rocket Dragon, definitely a must-have. 2 Rocket Synchron. This is just a good card to search out with the Rokket Dragon. I should have mentioned that before, but once you normal summon this card, you can bring it back and just go into some extra link plays because this card can revive 1 level 5 or higher dark monster from your grave, but its effects will be negated. But yeah, Rocket Synchron, definitely a must-have at 2. From here is just a few one-ofs actually. I'm playing 1 Shell Rocket Dragon, which destroys 1 monster in the column, once again, not targeting, and it also destroys any monsters that this card's adjacent zone. So generally it just means well, I don't know how to really explain it in words. You'll probably just have to look that up. But Shell Rocket Dragon is just, again, if you want to just position this in the right card, or just to get rid of 1 problematic monster, it's not a bad card to run. 1 Metal Rocket Dragon. So this one destroys all cards in your opponent's, in the same column that this card is in. So another good way just to, wipe out, just to get free spot removal basically. 1 Ants the Rocket Dragon. Just makes 1 face-up monster on the field unable to attack. So it's just okay, so just, stall and all that stuff. It's a good way to just deal with that Hayate, Sky Striker raise Hayate, so that way your opponent doesn't attack you directly. So that's the only reason why I'm running it. As a tech choice, I'm running 2 copies of Background Dragon. If you control no monsters, or this card is in your graveyard and control no monsters, you can special summon this card in. And then 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand in defense mode, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it's just a good way, just to get an early start and just link climb basically. And it's easy to pitch off with Dragon Shrine and all that stuff. Anyway, that's it for the monsters. Let's go and move on to spells and traps. I got triple quick launch, just a free summon of a rocket from your deck. And it's not once per turn, so quick launch, definitely a great card. Triple squib draw, just to pop 1 rocket and draw 2 cards. But this one is a hard once per turn, unfortunately. But yeah, it's really good cards, and yeah. And as I mentioned, playing triple Dragon Shrine, these are Foolish Burial, and you do need to get your dragons into the graveyard as quickly as you can. That way you can keep reviving them and all that good stuff. I'm playing 2 of the Field Spell, just gives you free summons of 2 rockets from your hand. But I'm only playing 1 Boral Regenerator just because, it doesn't come up that often, and I just need it as part of a what do you call it? Premature burial sort of thing. I'm playing 2 rapid trigger. It's not bad. Just if you want to play this during your opponent's turn, since it is a quick play spell, and just get that Borload Furious Dragon out just to keep disrupting your opponent. Of course, just 1 copy of Polymerization. Just because you never know. 1 Boral Supplier. During each standby phase, if you control a Boral Link monster, you can target 1 Rokket in your graveyard and special summon it, but destroy it during the end phase, so you can keep generating that end phase advantage. For traps, I'm only playing 2 0-Day Blaster, just because, try with 1 Dark Link monster, and you can pop cards equal to that monster's link ratings. This is broken. 2 Mirror Force, of course, because Revolver actually plays this card. And lastly, 1 copy of Imperial Order, just in case if you want to lock out your opponent from using spells. So, definitely great options. Give them a try and see what you think. Alright, so for the extra deck, I'm playing 2 copies of the Big Boss monster, Topologic Zero Boros. If you put this in the middle of your main monster zones, your opponent's not gonna be able to take access to that extra link zone, because whenever a monster summoned to an arrow it points to, or to a zone this card points to, it banishes everything and then it brings itself back. So this card is like insane. I actually want to bring this out in Dinosaurs one of these days, because just the fact that it's easy to make. So yeah. 3 Quad Boral Dragon. So target 1 face-up monster on the field. It cannot special summon any more Link 2 monsters once you activate this effect. But you destroy the targeted monster, and if it was a Link monster, you can special summon any number of Rokket monsters with different names from your hand or your graveyard up to that Link rating. So it even pops your opponent's card. So that's why Quad Boral Dragon is so good. You could use it just to pop your own Rokket monsters, just to trigger their self-destruction effects. So Quad Boral Dragon, definitely a great option to play at 3. Just 2 Booster Dragons, just requires 2 of Rokkets. Target 1 other face-up monster you control, gains 500 attack and defense. Cannot activate or effects in response to this. Your opponent, at least, can't activate effects in response to this card. So it's a good way just to avoid cards like Ghost Ogre. And again, self-destruction effects, definitely important with the Rocket. So definitely a great card. And of course, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 Dragon monster in your grave, special summon it. So definitely, again, you want to keep generating all that advantage, because that's what this deck does. It's just self-destruct and keep generating advantage. That's why it's so good now. 2 Triple Burst, for negation. Got to play 3 Borload Dragon. It's a common now, so, not that it was too hard to obtain anyway, but everyone should have access to this now. And of course, I'm playing 3 copies of the Fusion Borload Furious Dragon, just because, target 1 monster you control, 1 card your opponent controls, pop them, and then you can banish this card from grave, then target 1 Dark Link monster in your grave, special summon it. But it can't activate its effects that turn, so Borload Furious Dragon, just a good way for disruption, and also, if you want to bring back one of your monsters, it's a good way to just keep link climbing from there. Now, one thing I do like about this structure deck is that it has enough cards in there where you couldn't actually make a side deck. So, starting off with the side deck, I'm playing 3 copies of Exploder Rocket Dragon. The reason for this is that if it self-destructs, you and your opponent takes 2,000 points of damage. So if you want to get some advantage with time, and if you're already ahead of your opponent, this is actually not a bad option to consider. I'm playing 3 Rocket Rechargers. Now, this one's kind of a hand trap, and it doesn't have that usual self-destruction effect, but if a dark monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card from your hand to the field, or your field to the grave, and target 1 of those destroyed monsters, special summon 1 dark monster from your grave with a different original name. So you can target something that was destroyed in the same turn, and target something else and just bring it back. So Rocket Recharger ain't a half bad card, but I think it's just better off on the side. Triple Twin Twisters, because, it does come in the structure deck, so Twin Twisters at 3, definitely good. Just to mess with my opponent a little bit, I'm playing 3 Magic Cylinder, another good way just to get time advantage, so Magic Cylinder, not a bad choice. And lastly, 3 Red Raid Boot, and, just because it's also kind of a hand trap, pay half your life points, shut down your opponent's back row, can't activate any more traps for the turn, so definitely great cards. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys again next time.